Gerald W. Brister. I want to touch on a little bit today, you welders out there. You ever have a bad helper? You ever have a helper that's smarter than you and he wants to point out all the things you're doing wrong? I was in Colorado some years ago. I was working for a pretty big pipeline contractor, working in a yard, and they had went through 7 or 8 welders, and I was the first one to pass the test. They were pretty good buying. I had a helper that was a big old college kid, and his daddy was the boss there, which he let me know pretty quick. I tried to be the new Gerald, the Christian Gerald, and not the old Gerald. But after a couple of days of this young man trying to point out to me what I was doing wrong, well, how would he do that? They do it by saying, are you going to do it? Are you going to do it like this? Or would it be better to do like this? And I was trying to be a sweetie puss. I did. I wanted to be like Jesus. But pretty soon I became like Gerald. And I stopped the young man and I gave him a little lecture. So I walked up very close to him. I put my glasses down like this. I said, "Son, can you see my eyes?" And he said, "What?" I said, "Can you see my eyes?" He said, "Yeah, I can see your eyes. So what?" And I said, "Well, I got something I want to say to you. I'm this many years old. I've done this, this, and this in my life. And there's some things I'm not even allowed to talk about." I said, "There is nothing, and I mean nothing, that you know that's likely to impress me. So the best thing for you to do is probably to just keep your mouth shut and do what I tell you." Well, that offended him. And he was looking for a safe space. And so he folded his hands and he told me, he said, "Well, I just don't think I want to work for you anymore." I said, "I can do you one better than that, son. You don't. You just got fired about 6 seconds ago." And he said, "You can't fire me. You know who my daddy is?" I said, "Yeah." And I said, "I'd like you to call and get him down here because I want to meet the clown that raised you." I said, "You get me?" The foreman comes up and he said, "What's the problem?" I said, "The problem is I got this little pucket here working with me and he doesn't know how to keep his mouth shut." I said, "He can't learn anything because he knows everything." And I fired him. And the kid says, "Well, he can't fire me." My foreman looks at the ground for a minute and he tells this guy, he said, "Go around the perimeter of this yard, it's probably 20 acres. He said, get you a sack and pick up all the paper by the fence line and let me know when you get through." The kid slumbered off and he looked at me and I said, "You know what, Bob, I'm sorry." He said, "Don't worry about it." He said, "I hate that punk too." And he said, "I don't even like his daddy, matter of fact. I'm Gerald W. Brister. That's what you need to do with a punk helper."